Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live in prime time here in hot Atlanta for the Fastenal Winter Series Championship 6 race here on V Speed Racing Network. There you see all the sponsors, SimRepMarket.com, MPI, as well as Martin Sports, who have been with us all season long. Good evening, folks. I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Got Dakota Wilson up here as color commentary. Chuck Phelps is also going to be color commentary tonight. And also, Eddie Smith going to do a fantastic job here tonight with the broadcast, giving you all these great camera angles. Folks, there you see it right there, the Championship 6 going into tonight. Dakota, I'm telling you, baby, I am pumped up for this bad boy right here.
Yeah, you ain't the only one. It's been quite the season to get to this point, and these six drivers, they have definitely earned to be in the position that they are in.
Absolutely, they have. I mean, every single one of them. Y'all know me. I just basically just put it point blank. All six of those guys have literally busted their asses all season long to be in the situation that they are in tonight, and that's win a championship. Chuck, you're a driver. You're out there on the track just like I am. What's going through these guys' mind coming out here for 100 laps on this old surface out here tonight in Atlanta?
Well, you said it. They're going to be deep breaths. I know they're thinking about it. They're breathing heavy. It's hot. It's fast. It tears up the tires. So they have all kind of things going through their mind right now.
Absolutely, I'm sure they do. And we'll go ahead and bring up one of those drivers. Just got through popping down a 31.786. That's Alex Coffey. And Coffey, how are we feeling going into tonight's race?
Feeling a little good. Wish I could have got a little better dig off 4 on the hot lap there, but got a little loose, gave up a little time, but should be all right for race pace. So looking forward to it.
Well, I'll say this. If anybody can do it with the looseness, it's you. Obviously winning at the Knoxville Raceway in the trucks earlier on in the season. So if anybody can be able to handle it, it's going to be you. But for this race, what's the game plan? I mean, you ain't got to give us your whole idea on this. What's the game plan going into tonight?
Just be there for the end. Really, is the game plan, I guess. Take care of equipment and try to focus on long run speed. Hopefully, we get some long runs. So, yep. This is my home track, so looking for a decent result.
No kidding, Alex. It's my home track too, brother. Honestly, no
Sure.
joke. Yes, sir. My home track as well. Well, Alex, we'll let you get back with the team, and appreciate your time and good luck this evening.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
That was Alex Coffey. We're going to bring up another driver right here. It's going to be Eric Shaffer. Eric, out here tonight, got the second fastest time right now. How are we feeling so far?
I don't know, man. It's kind of a crapshoot on track temp. It's a lot hotter than what we expected, but I'm excited. I'm really glad to get the Winter Series in the Xfinity car, man. I'm really happy to be here.
So we just got through talking to Alex Coffey. He said he's shaking in his boots right now because the 4 car is out there tonight. No, I'm just kidding. That ain't really what he said. But I mean, Eric, what's the mindset going into this race? Because obviously we know how this track surface is. It's old. It's wore out. What's your mindset? What's the game plan for tonight?
Uh, can't give away all my secrets, but the main thing is to save the right side tires as much as you can. Um, don't leave the bottom as much as you can, but yeah, just try to win the race.
Try to win the race. You can't beat that idea right there. Well, Eric, appreciate your time and good luck this evening, buddy.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That was Eric Shaffer. Gonna just rattle them off right here in this last 4 minutes right here, folks. Gonna bring in Kyle Benson. Benson, Mr. Kyle, how are we here this evening? How are we feeling going into this race here tonight?
We're feeling pretty good. I got a little bit of confidence coming in. Definitely trying to keep as much pressure off of me as I can. Feel confident in the car. Do like me some Atlanta, running the old Mustang, so I'm feeling pretty confident, man.
Well, I mean, you say you're feeling confident. I already talked to 2 guys, and they already said that they're scared to death of you. No, I'm kidding. That's
I hope so.
I'm gonna sound like a damn broken record. Keep saying that, but Kyle, what's the game plan here tonight? Because I'm hearing a lot of different ideas from the rest of them. What's the game plan so far?
Definitely survive. Just trying to hold on for at least the first 70 laps of the race. It's gonna eat tires. Just staying ahead of the curve with all that stuff, and just kind of try to run all the laps. A lot of things can happen in 100 laps, so just kind of make sure you hit your line and just be consistent, and get your way up to the front in the end.
Well, all right, Kyle Benson. Good luck this evening, and who knows, you might bring home that checkered flag tonight, buddy.
Hey, I hope, man. See y'all.
All right, and that was Kyle Benson. We're gonna bring up Shayne Wyatt and Dakota. I'm gonna let you have this one right here, brother.
Yeah, Shane, this is Dakota and the boys in the booth. You got us, bud?
How's it going?
Pretty good. Well, this is a night y'all been waiting on for quite some time, and kind of talk through your emotions of how you expect to steal this championship away from them.
Yeah, I mean, right now we're in a really good position. Most everyone's qualified, and we're sitting on the pole right now. So hopefully that holds up. But it's been a long season. It's been a fun season, and the other 5 that I'm competing against are all phenomenal drivers. So I know it won't be easy, but hopefully we can figure out a way to get the number 27 Simrat Market Chevrolet Camaro in victory lane tonight, and try to bring home a championship to finish this series out.
Yes, sir. Well, good luck tonight, and we'll hopefully be speaking to you in victory lane later.
Thank you, guys. Have a good call.
Dakota, I think you're actually gonna be. I think it's gonna be weird. You're gonna be trying to pull for him. I got a feeling for the rest of the evening. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and bring in Stephen Harlow right here in the number 5. Stephen, how we feeling going into this track here tonight?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I feel like I've learned a lot in the practice session, and car felt really good for qualifying. So, hope it bodes well. We'll see how
And-
that goes, though.
And I mean, honestly, we've been sitting here this whole time, really been watching practice, and it just seems like that track temp is just getting hotter and hotter and hotter. I mean, it's just rising up. What's going to be the key to trying to save them tires out here this evening?
I mean, everything's gonna not to make a pun or anything, but everything's gonna pivot off the right rear. If you can save the right rear, you're gonna be doing pretty well for yourself.
I may have to learn something from y'all. I always end up burning up the right front. But all right, well, all right. Well, Stephen
All right.
Harlow, Stephen Harlow, good luck to you here this evening, buddy.
Thank you, man.
That was Stephen Harlow, and we'll go ahead and bring in Matt Jorgensen. And Matt, how we feeling? You won last week, or rather 2 weeks ago at Daytona. How we feeling going in this championship race?
Oh, going in with high hopes. Got to have a positive attitude. Car was good in practice. Just not my starting position I wanted, but we'll see what happens. It's a long race. A lot can happen. It's super slick out there, so we'll see what happens.
All right. So what's the game plan, I guess, for you? Because I see you're actually starting back here around the 12th spot. Looks like everybody else is ahead of you. What's the game plan right here? Are we going to send it? Are we going forward? Or are we going to try to let everybody else burn their stuff up?
I just want to be conservative. I didn't expect myself in this position at this point in time, but had a hard year in the Winter Series, and I definitely want to finish off strong, show some people I can do it. So we'll see what happens, man. I just want to stay clean, and then hopefully make a push up front. But I got to get up there to give myself a chance at least. So we'll see what happens.
Brother, I'll be honest with you. I mean, you've already showed them that you can do it because you're in the championship 6. So congratulations on that, and best of luck to you here this evening.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it.
Folks, that was literally all 6 of them. We done that in 10 minutes. How about that? I mean, just rattle them off 9 ways of Sunday right there, Dakota and Chuck. But I mean, this track, we've talked about this track as the cars are getting gridded up out here. Chuck, tell us about this place, because I'm telling you, this place is an absolute monster. Obviously, it has been repaved, but there you see the legacy that changes the game plan big time.
Absolutely. Obviously, as you see on screen, it's located in Hampton, Georgia. It's a 1.5-mile track, but this is a hot track. They call it Hot Atlanta for a reason. It's hot, it's fast, it's slick, and the track surface, with this being the old track, it will tear the tires up like a cheese grater. So there's speed and tire management, throttle off, throttle on, and braking points, everything. You have to have all your racecraft on point tonight.
Absolutely. And we're going to go ahead and get to the grid. Everybody's lined up. Guess what? On the pole, Shayne Wyatt in the number 27. He's going to be starting on the pole. Right beside him is going to be Stephen Harlow. Both of these guys are fighting for the championship here tonight. Right behind them, Adam Lancaster and Jesse Neclia, I probably pronounced it wrong once again. I keep messing it up every single
You're
week.
close, Necula.
Necula. Hey, I was there, Chuck. I was getting there. But anyway, he will be starting in the 4th spot. Jesse Whittington and Kyle Benson. Kyle Benson up there in that championship 6. Watch out for Mr. Benson here this evening. Shaffer, Eric Shaffer in the number 4. He will start 7th with Richard Swavely going to be in that 8th spot. Alex Coffey, he's been fast. He knows how to get around, sliding around. Obviously done it at Knoxville in the trucks. He's going to start in the 9th spot. And Craig Lutenslager, I believe I've got it right this time. He's going to start in the 10th spot. Blaine Wilson will be 11th. Matthew Jorgensen will be 12th. Parker Bland will be 13th. Jonathan Cofield will be 14th. Christopher Bishop will be 15th. Johnny Shade will be 16th. Stub Nation, Timothy Stubblefield will be 17th. Jason Hastings in 18th. Barry Knapp will be 19th. Josh Lunkovitz will start in the 20th spot. And the last driver on the field, Charles Stevens in the number 9, will start 21st. Dakota, give us an idea. Give us a race analysis for us right here.
Yeah, so naturally it's a fixed setup, so everybody is on the exact same setup. It just comes down to whose driving style is going to be better. It's going to be 100 laps straight out. There's no stage break because who needs points? It's the first one of the line's going to take his championship. They got 4 extra tire sets in the pits. And well, it says the stages is 20 and 40.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's going to be key right there is when it gets to these stages. Obviously, that first stage, it's going to be kind of a sprint. I think everybody, honestly, Dakota, is going to use this first stage at 20 laps to just go ahead, take it easy. Go ahead, let this, play out because, obviously these guys, I mean, honestly, guys, these guys have been practicing for the past 2 weeks. They've been out here driving the hell out of these cars, trying to be able to save what they can and try to learn something. But this is when it's really going to matter. Everybody's going to be using dirty air. Everybody's going to get caught up in the dirty air. The only 2 drivers that ain't, right off the bat, is going to be White and Harlow right there on the front row. Everybody else, this is as tight as they will have been literally for the past 2 weeks. So that first 20 laps, that's going to be a learning experience. The 40, and then the next 20 laps, that's going to be another learning experience to kind of, if you may have screwed up in that first stage, you got something to bounce back on and try something a little bit different in that second stage. And then after that, it's all the way. I mean, honestly, it is all the way to the checkered flag, and it's all about who's going to get there first. Will it be one of the championship 6, or will it be somebody else in the field here tonight? There's a lot of drivers out there that can still win this sucker. Here we go. Green flag in the air, and Shayne Wyatt, Stephen Harlow's going to lead him straight to the line. Harlow's actually going to get a little bit better of a jump over Stephen Harlow, but now here comes White. He's going to he's going to fight down hard on the bottom side. Adam Lancaster back here, maybe looking 3 wide as they come off of turn 2, but here comes that number 99. He's working on that top side, and they're 3 wide right behind them.
Yeah, like you said, these first 20 laps is going to be very tricky, and right now the track temp is at 117 degrees Fahrenheit, so she's quite bitter right now. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys can keep the cars up under them.
This is also a very finicky track, as I spoke about the track surface and the tire wear. I mean, even before they get 10 laps, they're already going to feel the tires change. And also, with that being said, on corner exit, if you have a car right behind you, that definitely takes the air off that rear deck lid. So be watching for the car being wiggly on corner exit.
Absolutely. And Eddie, if you don't mind, please keep those track temps up there because I got a feeling that track temp is going to rise later on here in this race. It's going to get so much hotter. These guys are still going to be slipping, sliding around. One thing you do want to do is if you're trying to save tire and get down there on the bottom of the racetrack, don't be way up against the wall where the 99 is. You don't want to be all the way up against the wall. Obviously, you're going to be carrying so much momentum, you're going to be literally moving around this track. But the problem is, the faster that you're going in the corners, the more that you're going to burn those tires, and that's something you really don't want to do, especially not here. You're going to see those lap times drop dramatically here with these cars, especially in these Xfinity cars, which is way harder to drive than the trucks or the next gen. These are some of the hardest cars to drive on the sim, and what better place to have them than right here at Old Atlanta. But right now, Shayne Wyatt, he's still holding it down on the front side. He's got Harlow right behind him, Shaffer up here, as well as Benson. 4 out of the 6 up here with the top 4 going into turn 1.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's pretty much playing nice right now, so that's good to see. You know, you can see the rear ends kick out on some of these cars, so you know they're feeling the effects of the heat, the abrasiveness of the track.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely, and that's one thing that these guys are really going to have to, I guess you could say, watch out for, is making sure that they don't put too much throttle down. You know, as I've said, you know, numerous times, I've said it with the Sunoco Cup, I've said it in other leagues as well. You want to make sure that you got an egg up under that gas pedal. You don't want to press that throttle pedal down so much and crack that egg, because if you do, then, I mean, you're just going to have yoke everywhere, and basically you're going to bust your ass and spin out. So, like you see back here in the back, couple of guys, I think they actually cracked that egg back here in the back from what we're seeing back here. That was Christopher Bishop. He's back here in the back. Maybe he cracked the egg a little bit and got the back end to spin around a little bit. But that's one thing, Dakota, these guys are really going to have to do. Throttle management is key, very much key here at Old Atlanta.
Yeah, that's going to be the ultimate winner of this race, is who can modulate that throttle the best and you know, not blow the tires off of it. Because if you blow them off early in a run, you're just going to be you know, you're going to be fighting behind the plate. It's not fun when you kill your tires early on in a run, and you got to try to make it without blowing one and hitting the wall and really ruining your night.
Yeah, you really don't want to do that. And obviously, there you saw Kyle Benson look like he kind of overdrove the entry into 3 a little bit. Need to back it up just a little bit, or maybe just go ahead and drive it straight up Harlow's tailgate or right up his bumper. I mean, literally almost give him a shot right there coming off of turn 2. Now he'll back away a little bit and give Harlow the room. Now Harlow, he's going to get all the way up into Shaffer. Harlow's actually going to back away. Here comes Kyle Benson. Benson up on the top side. He's going to be at the right rear quarter panel. He's going to see if he can challenge and maybe try to get up here at 3rd. But Shayne Wyatt, very comfortably right now, running his race, looking very comfortable up there at the lead. And there goes Benson all the way to the penthouse at the wall. Here comes the run. It gets into the fence. Tagged it right there where the safer barrier is, but not enough to where he's going to drift back. He's going to be all the way up to the right front of Harlow, pinch him down on that white line. He's going to see if he can bring the 99 right with him.
Yeah, that's kind of what you alluded to. Chuck said that they was kind of stepping out on corner exit, and you seen Benson right there getting to the wall. You know, he was running extremely, extremely high, and that's one thing you don't want to do when you're chasing a championship. You don't want to make all these crazy moves early on and ruin the body and really put yourself in a bad position.
Absolutely. I mean, you don't want to do that, especially 10 laps on a 100-lap race. I guarantee you that. You want to be able to make sure you got something, at least for the last 10 laps. Don't burn it up in the first 10 laps. As we're actually seeing a little bit of blinking up here from the second place car. Eric Shaffer was blinking just a little bit right here behind Shayne Wyatt. And I'm sure that probably opened up Benson's eyes just a little bit to have a car that's running for the championship just like he is up here blinking in front of him. I don't know whether or not that he's actually wanting him to blink out or if he's scared to death and don't know where he's at. I mean, Dakota, what would you be thinking right here at this point? Or matter of fact, I'll bring it to Chuck. Chuck, what are you thinking at this point when you got a guy blinking in front of you? Are you hoping that he blinks out, or are you just trying to pick a line where he's not at?
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, one, I would never hope he blinks out completely, meaning race ending. We've all been there. but it's hard if you're the guy behind because you don't want that code. You don't want to morph into him or him into you. So yeah, but you don't want to lose pace either. You know, you want to keep on your pace and keep going. But you know, so do you go as hard as you can to get past the blinker, or do you hold back to not get into him? Meanwhile, the cars behind you are now catching up to you. So it's, I mean, there's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, really, when you're in the cockpit.
Absolutely, and we see a little bit of battling back here. Looks like Josh Lunkovich, he's going to ease up to the top side, losing a lot of spots right now. Number 79, he is slipping back big time. Maybe he burnt his tires up. Maybe he got into the fence, but he's letting a lot of drivers ease by him. We're getting word that he actually did get into the wall, and that's something, you know, we was talking about, Dakota, to get up there on that top side. It is very risky to get up there. It's risk versus reward up there. But if you just overstep your boundaries just a little bit, you get up into that wall, you're pretty much done for. You're going to slide back. As we see Lunkovich still slamming into the wall right over in turn 1 and 2, but we're right on board with Alex Coffey. Started 9th. He's up another spot, so he's up to 8th. Still got a lot of work to do, but still a long race left, Dakota.
Yeah, but if there's one person who can get it done, it's definitely going to be Alex Coffey. I mean, it don't matter where he starts in a race. He's always going to be in that top 3 at the end. He's really just one of the drivers that you could kind of mold yourself into. He makes a great teacher.
Absolutely does. And we see Josh
Let me-
Lunkovich. He is on pit road. Go ahead, go ahead, Chuck.
I was just going to point something out here since we are early in the race. A lot of fans are a fan about the stage break. Other fans are not. But when you have a track that is so tire dependent, when you have stage break, it does allow drivers to experiment in that first stage, whether it's be cautious and see what they could do, or if it's be aggressive and see what they could do. The stage breaks does offer an opportunity to experiment with what your strategy may be, or what the tires can and can't do, since you know you have at least a caution coming up.
Absolutely. That is one main thing that I guarantee you every single one of them drivers are thinking. And I guarantee you there's one driver, he's not even worried about that. He's just running his own race. He's literally in another area code right now. Brought it out to over a half a second right now. The 27, Shayne Wyatt. Look at him right there. I mean, he has got this sucker straight up on cruise control. His last lap was a 33-1 compared to a couple of guys back here that are actually running just a tick faster than him. But I think maybe it's what he's doing is he's actually beating them coming off the corner from what I'm seeing, Dakota, as we're actually seeing a challenge right here for the second spot. Kyle Benson in the 70. He's going to ease it down to the bottom side. But here comes Eric Shaffer up on that top side, able to get that run. Here he comes all the way around him. So Benson took a shot, not able to do it. Right behind him, here comes Alex Coffey in the number 11. He's going to send it down low on Harlow. He's going to send it down low on the 99 Jesse Nicklea, well, however you pronounce it. I keep messing it up. But Jesse's going to ease back, and Harlow's going to take it down to the inside. Here comes Coffey. He's up to 4th.
Yeah, we're getting down to the final laps of this stage, and these guys they're going to go ahead and make some moves to try to position themselves to get a good pit stop and a good pit exit and try to maintain that position.
Absolutely, and Nickla's going to have to see if he can maybe try to line back up and maybe try to get going. Maybe he actually backed off a little bit because he sees some of these drivers is up here in the chase for the championship, literally. I mean, that's literally what it is right now. Everybody easing by, and there's the stage break. So Shayne Wyatt, he will win that first stage. Eric Shaffer will get second. Coffey will get third. Benson will get fourth. And Stephen Harlow is going to round out the top 5. All 5 drivers are in the championship hunt right now. The other driver that is on the outside looking in, that's Matthew Jorgensen. He has not moved up from where he's at. He is right where he started at in the 12th spot. So Jorgensen's going to have to find something right here. Like I said, I mean, we talked to him, in the pre-race, Dakota. He seemed like, he was just happy to be here. And that's good and all, and that's fantastic, to be happy to be here. And hell, I would be happy to be here if I was in his situation. But You're here. You got to make the most of it when you're here.
Yeah, for sure. And the one thing Jorgensen can say that the others can't is he is the previous race winner. So he's riding a wave of momentum right now, and I got the utmost faith in him that he'll be up there at the end, mixing it up with these boys.
Absolutely. I mean, we still got a long way to go. And Chuck, I think I know exactly where you're thinking on this, but what are we thinking right here? Are we going in for tires right here?
Absolutely. I mean, I can't imagine anybody not taking a full fuel cell and tires. There's just you have the tires. I mean, mathematically, you're in the tire window anyway. If it was 10 laps ago, maybe not. I mean, I still probably would, but that's why I don't win races. But at this point in the race, absolutely, everything full pit service here, in my opinion.
Absolutely. We're going to see who's going to win that race off of pit road. Shayne Wyatt, obviously, right there in the number one pit stall, obviously started on the pole. That's something you really want. But guess what? He's not going to be able to beat Eric Shaffer off of pit road. Shaffer's going to beat him off of pit road. Wow, that is going to change things big time. Obviously, right here at the end of stage one, Eric Shaffer is going to beat out Shayne Wyatt. So now Wyatt is going to have Shaffer, I guess you could say, in front of him right here on this restart. If Shaffer can send it down and slide up in front of him, that's going to be something that's been completely different from what Shayne Wyatt has had to experience so far here this evening. And I mean, hell, why not? We'll see if we can actually find Mr. Shayne Wyatt, try to bring him in to the booth. Obviously, winning stage number one. We'll go ahead and bring him in, and there he is, Shayne Wyatt. Shayne, all right, we got 20 laps on these tires right here. What are we feeling right here?
It's extremely loose. That's what I'll say. At the beginning of the race, you can kind of set into a groove and hold your groove, but once you get into these later laps, it gets extremely sideways. So, maybe some more tire saving, some more tire management. Obviously, it sucks to lose the lead on pit road, but we'll try to go back and get it back.
Honestly, Shayne, you actually fooled me, to be honest with you, because you saying that it's extremely loose, but at one point you was actually pulling away from the field, so you kind of had me, you had me fooled big time, but what's it going to take right here? Obviously, this is a whole new ball game for you, having Shaffer right here. What's it going to take right here?
So it'll take a good restart. I know how to save tires, so I just need to kind of put that into effect, even if I drop a couple spots to be able to get those spots back. So, you can't run away if you're in second. So you gotta save the tires. If the opportunity presents itself, go around them. If not, save your tires and try to get them later on the run.
Save them tires, Shayne. Hopefully we'll be talking to you later on. Good luck.
Copy. Thank you.
And I'm telling you, Dakota, you know Shayne way more than I do. That man sounds 100% extremely confident right now.
Yeah, he definitely cool, calm, and collected all the time, and all the stuff he does, in the sim and kind of doing like promotional work and just all he does for himself, his team, the league. I mean, he's probably one of the best. I'm extremely proud of him, and I can't wait to be his crew chief on Sunday nights when the Cup Series is running. So, he's going to be my championship pick, of course. But yeah, he's just an all-around great kid.
Absolutely. And Chuck, I don't know if I want to ask you or not, because I know it seems like you're kind of having bad luck on this.
I do. I jinx them all the time. Can I have a respectful pass? I know you're going to ask me who my pick is, and I have just done the broadcaster jinx all season long. Can I take a pass?
I tell you what, we'll give you a pass on it, and I'll go ahead and pick on this one. I'm telling you, that number 11, Alex Coffey, has really been rolling up through the field. Started ninth, he's going to be on the inside, starting in the 5th spot, right below Jesse Necula on that bottom side. So we'll see what Coffey can do, see if he can try to get it rolling. But here we go once again. Pace car is off. Now there's a new man up at the front. There's a new sheriff in town, and he's going to get a fantastic restart. Eric Shaffer just absolutely guns it on that start. He's going to bring Kyle Benson with him. Shayne Wyatt, not a good restart in that number 27. Now here comes Stephen Harlow. He's going to see if he can try to find something. Coffey right in front of him. Everybody's starting to fan out, working their way off of turn 2 as Shaffer leads going into turn 3.
Yeah, it actually looked like the 27 of Shayne Wyatt actually might have spun his tires just a hair on that restart. So luckily he fell back into third place. So no real loss there.
No, sir. Right now, everything's still looking calm, cool, and collected right up here at the front, but maybe not for long. Here comes Kyle Benson. He's going to ease right up to the back bumper of the number 4 Chevy Camaro. He's going to see if he can try to ease it down to the bottom side. Thinks better of it. Drops back in line. And here comes Shayne Wyatt. Now he's going to get up here and give Kyle Benson a little bit of pressure. Benson tried to give Shaffer the pressure. Now Wyatt's going to give Benson all he can handle. Maybe try to ease up to the top. Try to get a run. Benson was worried about Shaffer, but he better be worried about Shayne Wyatt, because here comes Wyatt all over that back bumper. Top 3 guys have separated themselves from Coffey, who is at a hornet's nest back here with Stephen Harlow. Jonathan Cofield up here in this battle, as long as Adam Lancaster. Everybody battling back here behind Alex Coffey.
Yeah, about a lap and a half ago, they were 3, almost 4 wide. I think there was even some door banging, not egregiously or anything like they are getting it on mid-pack, boys.
They're absolutely sending it back here in the back, trying to see if they maybe can try to figure out a way to try to get around everybody else and maybe try to find a way to get up to the front. Now Necula, he's going to see if he can ease up on the top side, but he may have got in the fence. He's actually going to drop back just a little bit to Craig Lautenschlager right here behind him. Now the 13, Lautenschlager down on the bottom, Necula up on the top side, and right in front of him is Harlow up here with the 58 and Jonathan Cofield, who started 14th all the way up to 7th. But up front, it is still a 3-horse race as of right now. Shaffer, Benson, Wyatt, as they work their way off of turn 2. Here comes Shayne Wyatt. He's going to send it around Benson. Benson's going to go back to 3rd. Here comes Shayne Wyatt.
And that is just an absolute crazy hornet's nest back there. One wrong move, it's going to be, we could have a Talladega-sized big one if we're not careful.
I was going to say, is it going to be a big one?
There's a good possibility we may end up having a big one before this thing's all said and done. I mean, honestly, guys, you're going for the championship 6. You got to go for it. You got to be able to send it. And Benson is not able to send it, not one bit. He must have got up into the wall, maybe tattooed it big time. As Coffey, he's already sent it around him. Now Benson's going to come up, maybe give him a little bit of bump draft. You would probably see that on the repaved surface, not on the old surface. But Benson, he's going to keep it very high. There is a major problem as he tags the fence coming out of turn 4. Now Harlow going to go down to the inside. There is a major mishap on this number 70 of Kyle Benson, who was looking very, very strong up in behind Eric Shaffer. But it's not over yet. He's going to try to see if he can get a run, and he will decide to get that run. Now he's going to power by the 5 of Stephen Harlow, so move Benson up to 4th. But Coffey has got around him, and he's going to not even worry about Benson. He's going to set his sights on Shaffer and Wyatt.
Let's not forget, too, there, fellas, we got a championship 6 going on, but we got some hungry guys as well. It's a high-profile league, a lot of talent in this league, and there's some guys looking for a team this upcoming spring. So guys want to win. They're competitors. They want to win. And they're looking to put their stamp on this series as well. Maybe looking for a ride, looking for a team. So everybody in this field tonight is hungry, boys.
Everybody in this field, like you said, yes, sir, they are very hungry, wanting to try to get up here, make a name for themselves here in the Fastenal Winter Series. And a lot of drivers, they have made their name. A lot of them trying to make their name. Obviously, Jonathan Cofield, one of those drivers that has made his name here in the Fastenal Winter Series and has done a fantastic job of that in that number 58. Here he is right up on the back bumper of Stephen Harlow, but Harlow going to be able to send it down on the bottom side. And check this out right here. Mr. Coffey starting to ease up here and maybe get up to the back bumper of Shayne Wyatt. He is starting to reel these guys in, Dakota. He's getting very, very close to Shayne Wyatt. Wyatt trying to run his own race, but He better watch his back door because Coffey is starting to work that top side and starting to gain some momentum.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if Alex Coffey can get past Shayne Wyatt and track down Shaffer. We see Shaffer, he's about up to a half a second lead, and that's the beauty of having that clean air. You know, you don't have all that added downforce and all that nastiness around you. Just you're able to, you know, just put it where you want it with no repercussions.
Absolutely, but now he's going to have to figure out where he wants to go, and Coffey's going to have to figure out if he wants to jump to the bottom or even keep it right up to the top. He will think of it and keep it up here on the top. Now Wyatt, obviously very, very loose as he was talking about. He's going to slide up. Coffey's going to send it down on the bottom. He's going to ease down to the bottom side. Shaffer up there blinking just a little bit, but comes back. Here comes Coffey down on the bottom. Wyatt gets loose. Coffey comes up almost a little bit of door banging coming off of turn 4. But Wyatt able to hold right there with Coffey and try to maybe see if he can pinch him down. Coffey's worked that top side, and he's done a fantastic job to get up to Shayne Wyatt. Coffey gonna get a little bit of a run. Tries to see if he can pull the slide job. Not able to do it. Wyatt is still there, and that's all Eric Shaffer really needs to see is these guys back here battling their tails off for that second spot. He's just going to let Eric Shaffer try to pull away from these guys, or maybe not. Maybe they're fast enough racing one another. We'll see what happens. 3 laps to go left here in the stage. Eric Shaffer leads, but Coffey and Wyatt still battling hard for that second spot.
Yeah, props to this entire field. Look, we're pushing on 40 laps here, just inside of 40 laps at old Atlanta. I want to stress that one more time. This is old Atlanta, folks. It's hot, it's slick, it tears the tires up, and these guys have been going at it since the drop of the grade. Props to every driver in this field for their talent, their skill, and their professionalism on how they are racing thus far tonight.
I'm telling you, folks, I mean, this is what you get right here with the Fastenal Winter Series. We've seen it all season long. I've seen it maybe not as long as everybody else has, but here we go. Shayne Wyatt almost got up into the fence, had to get out of the gas. Back end came down and almost ended up cleaning out Alex Coffey. Now Coffey's going to think better of it and maybe just ride right behind him as we're coming to 2 laps to go left here in the stage. Coffey might just be happy with sitting in that 3rd spot and seeing if maybe he can try to find another way later on in the race. Still a long way to go, but 2 to go. Now they're starting to reel in Shaffer. Shaffer down on the bottom. Wyatt sideways, literally dirt tracking it off of turn number 2. And he is trying to reel in Eric Shaffer to maybe try to go ahead and get the sweep of stage 1 and stage 2. Coffey back behind him. Here comes Wyatt. He's going to ease it up to the top side. Shaffer has not left that bottom side. He's kept it right on the white line. Coming to the line. 1 more lap for the end of the stage. Here we go, and that actually will be the stage, so I might have missed it by a little bit. Figured they was going to end it on 40, but caution is out. So Eric Shaffer, he's going to win stage 2. Wyatt will get 2nd. Alex Coffey will get 3rd. Stephen Harlow will get 4th. And how about Jonathan Cofield? Talked about him a minute ago. 14th up to 5th in the number 58. Good drive by Cofield.
He's a sneaker. Never count out Cofield and Bandit Motorsports. Never count out Cofield, ever.
Never can count him out. He's done a lot of great things, done a lot of hard racing, being very, very sneaky, like you said. I mean, when I hear that, I keep thinking, what's that movie, Mr. Deeds with the butler going sneaky, sneaky. I'm telling you, he is sneaky, sneaky, son. I'm telling you. And we're going to see what happens right here. Obviously, everybody's going to back it down. Chuck, I got a feeling. I know where we're going. 4 tires, fill it all the way up as much as you possibly can, correct?
Absolutely. You got to now. I mean, there's no reason strategy-wise that you wouldn't. But now, from here on out, they can't make it on field. I believe they have to have, and I may be wrong, but if I did my math right, I think they will have to pit one more time for field. They'll still have tires. So when and if a caution comes out, and I don't necessarily know there will be a caution that comes out with how this race has gone so far. So when do you pit? And what do you do? If it is green flag, do you do 2 tires? Do you do 4 tires? And even if there is a caution, what do you do? Do you want to, jump? There's a lot that's left on the table here from here on out, fellas.
Yeah, there's going to be an absolute madhouse right here to the end of this bad boy. That is 100% for sure. And we'll go ahead and see if we can bring in Mr. Shaffer right here, won that stage 2. And Eric, I'm telling you, I mean, you able to get out able to get out in front of Shayne Wyatt after that stage 1 to beat him out of the pits. I believe that's what got you the stage 2 win. What's the game plan now? We've already went through 2 stages, went through 40 laps. Green flag, that is. What's the key now to be able to keep that number 4 up front and win a championship?
Tire management right now, brother. Yeah, it's gonna be hard trying to save the tires and keep these guys behind me. But if I got to give up a couple spots to save some tires, and so be it. That's what I'll do.
I have a quick question. Confirm my mathematician skills, which are subpar. Mathematically, fuel-wise, you guys have to pit one more time or not?
Technically yes, but I'm not sure yet. I'm trying to save enough fuel right now to make it. And either run the race and start clutching, then I will. So we'll see.
I got you. Thank you, sir. Good
Yep.
luck.
And that was Chuck Phelps with the Instagram in race report. Chuck, thank you very much for doing that. Everybody go over to Chuck Phelps Instagram.
Yeah,
Check him out. Give him a follow.
we need to talk to the producer on that. I think that needs to be deleted from here on out. But thanks, y'all, for the humor.
Oh, come on now. Come on, Nick Farr. Come on. Come on. All the crazy stuff I end up saying. Come on. We got to throw you a little bit on that one. But I mean, Dakota, we've sat here and watched this. We sat here and watched these past 40 laps, and these suckers have went by. I mean, just flying. I mean, they've went fast. So, what's the key? Because obviously everybody wants to try to slow it down and try to save their tires. I mean, we just talked to Shaffer. Shaffer's about the tire management. I mean, that's pretty much all you can really say is the tires, because that's all everybody's really worried about at this point.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they're racing the tires more than they're going to be racing each other. It's going to come down to who can save just a fraction of a hair more tire than the other, and that's going to be ultimately who wins this thing. And I just don't think the action is going to slow down any. It's only going to intensify. And I watched that Monday Night Racing finale last night, and it was absolutely crazy. And I think this right here is going to be just as good, if not top it.
Absolutely. It's going to be absolutely crazy right here, folks. I'm telling you. What a fantastic venue right here for the end of the season for the Fastenal Winter Series. As like I said, I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves, got Dakota Wilson, and obviously Chuck Phelps up here in the booth. Eddie Smith, he has put on a fantastic job with all the camera angles and keeping us up to date with some of the crazy stuff we got going on in the Discord chat. But here we go. We're gonna see what happens. Pace cars off. Eric Shaffer up on the front row. Shayne Wyatt up there with him. Green flag in the air. And Shayne Wyatt, once again, does not get that good of a jump. Here comes Alex Coffey. He's going to send it down on the bottom side. Harlow was thinking about giving Wyatt the shove, but Harlow going to send it down on the bottom. Is now right behind him. How about Blaine Wilson in the 18? Haven't talked about him all race long. Here he is up here inside the top 5 when it matters most.
Yeah, Blaine Wilson, he's another one of them sneaky ones. He's up, 5 or 6 spots since the start of this race, so he may be one of these guys who wants to come in here and spoil this thing.
Another driver that's up a lot of spots, the number 42, Barry Knapp. He was up inside the top 10, slipped back a little bit to 11, but started 19. So good run right there for the number 42 entry of Barry Knapp. But up front, Shaffer still trying to hold on as much as he can. Wyatt has actually got back and around Alex Coffey. And now Wyatt He is in sole possession of second place, trying to figure out which way Eric Shaffer is, figure out exactly where he is at what point to be able to try to make the pass. Shaffer has been blinking for quite some time, but Wyatt, he is going to take that chance. He's going to ease it down to the bottom side. He is almost clear. Now he is clear. Pulls the slide job. Shayne Wyatt back up front in the number 27. And he's going to put Shaffer right in his rearview mirror. Shaffer's going to get up to the back bumper, give him a little bit of a shove. Coffey back here trying to hold off Stephen Harlow. Everybody else thundering around hot Atlanta as, wow, Shayne Wyatt is going to open it up big time now. He's opened it up big time to about 3/10, almost 4/10 of a second lead over Eric Shaffer as they work their way coming off of turn number 2.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the best things Shayne could have done was get back in the lead and get that clean air and really just set sail, because you want to run away from the field. But I was going through the YouTube chat and someone said that this was actually Alex Coffey's best track, so you definitely want to be running from him. So if Shayne can really stretch this thing out, he's sitting pretty.
We'll see what he can do. I mean, obviously still a long way to go, right at the halfway point, if you will. And right behind them, they are absolutely duking it out back here in the back. How about Matthew Jorgensen? How about a time to turn it on, son, back here, trying to see if he can get around to 13 of Craig Lutenslager back here in that 5th spot. But Lutenslager, he's going to keep it on the bottom side. Jorgensen going to try to see if he can get the run up top, right in front of him. Shaffer, he's going to ease it down to the bottom side. He's going to take a shot at Coffey, but thinks different of it, backs away. But how about this 51 of Matthew Jorgensen? Sends it up on the top side. Lutenslager has to get out of the gas. Jorgensen damn near turned him going into the corner. And now he's going to ease it up on the top side. He's going to take Blaine Wilson with him. But Jorgensen has to be able to try to find a way to get around him, because it's like I said, Dakota, you get up here on this top side, even right there in that middle, you are burning more tire than what you would be on the bottom side. He's got to hurry up and get around him and get back down and try to save some tire.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be key, getting in front of the 13 of Lautenslager and, like you said, getting back to the bottom so you're not killing your tires, because you don't know if this thing's going to run out green or what. So you really want to be proactive about it.
I'll say this. Go ahead, Chuck.
This is just, I'm watching this, and this is just amazing. Like, you could put a blanket over about 7 cars mid-pack, maybe even 8 or more cars. This track, this car, the temperatures, everything, just some great racing. Even though we just seen Matt scrape the wall a little bit, it's just like these guys are really putting on an amazing show.
I'll say this. I mean, honestly, Chuck, he didn't just scrape the wall. He beat the damn wall down, almost knocked it completely down. Straight up into the fence. Jorgensen turns him. Maybe the 13 might have come up, but wow. Caution on the speedway after a hellacious crash coming off of turn 4. Craig Lutenslager and Matthew Jorgensen, both of them in it. There you see Jorgensen literally crab walking, going across the stripe. There you see his face. He is not happy one bit. That is devastating for the number 51 of Matthew Jorgensen. We'll check it out right here once again on the instant replay, kind of see maybe what exactly happened right here. Dakota, I don't know. I mean, from that camera angle, it looked like maybe Matt may have came down on him. There you see Shaffer blinking in front of him. We'll see kind of what it was. Oh, he got loose. I think Jorgensen got a little bit loose and came down and got into Craig right there.
Yeah, it looks like it, and it may be a smidge of net coat in there too, as you see Shaffer right there blinking too. So, man, that's a tough one to call. Maybe a little bit of both.
Well, I'll call it. I was just talking about the green flag racing, and once again, Chuck Pegleg did the broadcaster curse. So my bad to all the viewers and the competitors. I will take that one, fellas. Broadcaster curse.
Well, now we know who he picked. We tried to throw it. We tried to help him out so we didn't actually, or he didn't actually have to make that pick right there. But I mean, there was a lot of drivers that was just seeing that, and everybody trying to see if they could find a way around it. We actually see a lot of drivers still on pit road, still waiting right here. We see obviously Matthew Jorgensen sitting on pit road, Blaine Wilson on pit road, Kyle Benson trying to fix a little bit of right side damage. He's tagged the wall a couple of times. There was Richard Swavely. He just now pulled off a pit road. Wow, I'm telling you, I mean, that's one thing I say numerous times on iRacing is you never know what's going to happen. One little slip, and it can completely throw what you're racing with and everything. It can completely throw a race way out of proportions, honestly, Dakota, because, I mean, that's what we saw right there. Jorgensen, he was putting on a hell of a show. He was rolling that middle lane. He was going to make me end up looking like an idiot because he was moving. And then, unfortunately, like you said, maybe a little net code, maybe they came together. But there you see him. He is absolutely devastated right now. Got his head hung down. This will be one of them points where I wouldn't want to bring him into the booth because I guarantee you he's devastated right now.
Yeah, but maybe that's going to be the start of his villain arc. And, coming into the regular Xfinity season, he will just run absolute roughshod over everybody. But definitely think Shayne Wyatt did not want to see that caution because I think he'd almost stretched it out to almost a 2-second lead. I mean, that boy, he set sail that time.
Yeah, but one thing you got to think about there, though, granted, he did set sail. But how much was he burning up them tires? Obviously, Dakota, you know him well better than I do. I mean, there's no telling how that would have worked out right there. I mean, well, okay, we'll put it to you at this point is I believe they are coming around to take the one to go. He was setting sail right there. You know him better than I do. Do you think maybe he was burning his tires up just a little bit too much right there?
Hey, real quick, I have heard from race control. It looks like they are extending the caution by 1 lap, according to what I'm hearing.
Okay, so they're going to extend it 1 lap, but I mean, Dakota, I'll bring it back to you. Do you think Shayne maybe was burning them up just a little bit too much because, like you said, he had a 2-second lead?
Yeah, I don't know. I was going back and looking at his lap times. He was, he was running a pretty consistent lap. So we'll see here on this restart. And but Shayne, he's one of them ones who can save tires and still be quick about it. So he might have something up his sleeve that these others that they don't know about.
It depending on how they run. If I've done my math correctly, there's only 2 sets of tires left.
It's going to be something that every single one of these drivers is really going to have to be thinking about, obviously, because we're just past halfway. We still got a long way to go right here in this 100-lap race.
Exactly.
We'll see what
2 sets left.
We'll see what happens right here. Pace car's off. Shayne Wyatt, Stephen Harlow on the front row. Now Shayne Wyatt, he's able to get a good jump, and right behind him, the 42, that's Barry Knapp, just straight up slaps the fence. I believe he might have spun the tires on that one. That's exactly what it looked like. Maybe he just got in the gas a little bit too much. Back end snaps. Barry Knapp goes straight into the fence. Unfortunate for that number 42. He was looking very good here this evening, but up front, we go back to the battle. Here comes Coffey. He's going to try to get going down on the bottom side, but up top, Jonathan Cofield's going to get loose, almost loses it coming out of turn 4, but he keeps it straight. Hell of a save by the 58. He almost just straight up drove it through the grass. And and honestly, Dakota, he could have actually overcorrected it, sent it back up into the field, and damn near took them all out.
Yeah, I don't know if Cofield knows what track he's at, but we're not at Knoxville no more. You really want to keep that thing straight.
Absolutely, you do. You want to keep the sucker straight. You want to be able to try to keep the car straight. Try to make sure you don't do anything crazy right now. Everything's still looking pretty good right now. Cofield's up here trying to see if he can try to muster something up. Maybe try to carry back. How about Charles Stevens? He started 21st. 21st, Dakota. He's all the way up here in the 4th spot, battling right beside Eric Shaffer. He doesn't care these guys are going for a championship. He wants to try to get up here and maybe get up here and maybe go ahead and salvage this season and get him a win. But Shaffer's still blinking down there on the bottom side. But here comes Charles Stevens. He's still trying to power around on the outside as Shayne Wyatt is really starting to open up that lead right now.
Yeah, Charles, he is definitely made a charge to the front in these first 50, 60 laps. It's going to be interesting to see if he can finish it off and you know, play spoiler like some of these other guys want to. But like you said, Shayne Wyatt, he's picking them up and putting them down right now.
Yeah, he is absolutely rolling right now, and he's getting it out to now. He's getting it out right at that 1 second mark, give or take. Coffey, he's actually got bypassed now, so Charles Stevens, he's up here now in that 3rd spot. Jonathan Coffey are going to see if he can try to ease it down on the bottom side. Charles Stevens thinks a little bit better of it, tries to ease up to the top side, try to get the run, and he does get that run. So Coffey will hold ground right there in the 4th spot. One other thing, folks, Charles Stevens, he started 21st. He ain't even put down a qualifying time. He just thought, you know what, screw it. I'm not even going to qualify. Let's just see what happens. That's one of them tactics that I would have in official races.
I do have a pit road update for you, fellas.
Yes, sir.
So I went down to Barry Knapp's pit crew. He did spin his tires, not intentionally, of course, but he kept it into the wall so as not to stack up the field. So respect for him for not causing a big one. But he did, in fact, spin his tires. And I don't want to mention names, but apparently there are a few drivers that have saved some tires. And I don't want to mention names because I don't want to divulge their strategy. But there are a few people out there that may or may not have more tires than others. So there's your pit road report from Pegleg.
Yes, sir. Get that in-race report right there by Chuck Feltz. Thank you very much for that, Chuck. And we'll see what happens, obviously, because, I mean, you know, when there's, I mean, Dakota, I mean, it really kind of screws us up, I guess, a little bit when there's numerous drivers that, oh, well, we got more sense than these guys. These guys have got more sense than we got and everything. Kind of throws us off, but it's good to have Chuck down there getting us a little bit of a pit race report. Appreciate that one, Chuck, but here we go. Charles Stevens, he's going to ease it down. Like I said, started 21st, didn't even put down a qualifying time. He's going to take a shot at Stephen Harlow as they work their way off of turn number 4. Coffey back here right behind him just trying to ride. And Shayne Wyatt, he has hit the nitrous button in that number 27. He has checked out to almost a second and a half. But now, Harlow, he's going to ease up here. He's going to try to hold down second. Charles Stevens trying to run the top and maybe carry some momentum off of 2.
Yeah, Charles Stevens, I think he's got 2 nitrous bottles in that car. I mean, that thing is a rocket ship. I think if he gets by Harlow, he might be able to track Shayne Wyatt down and give him a run for his money.
Absolutely, and that's something right there that we need to mention to everybody. It does not matter. They do not have to win the race. Shayne Wyatt, Stephen Harlow, Alex Coffey, Shaffer, none of those guys, none of them have to win the race. All they have to do is finish ahead of the other 5, and they are the champion here in the Fastenal Winter Series. So Charles Stevens, like you said, he can get up there and give Shayne Wyatt a run for his money. He can get up there and win the race. Shayne Wyatt can end up finishing second, and he can still take home the title. So, I mean, we'll see what happens when all that happens, but I'm telling you, I mean, he ran it up there big time, but Dakota, looks like he may have just ran it a little bit too hard because it's like I said, we've seen him up here on this top side. He really hasn't left the top side. It's like I was saying in the pre-race. Gotta watch that top side. You get up on that top side, you can burn them tires up big time.
Yeah, and if you notice now, the track is completely in shade, so that's really going to throw a curveball as we see the track temps actually dip down to 109 right now. So
yeah, it started at 117.
That's going to be another adjustment that these drivers have to make.
Knock it down another degree, went from 109 to 108. That might have been something right there that a lot of these drivers was probably praying for, was to try to get that track temp to ease down a little bit and try to help them out. Wow, Charles Stevens may really be thinking completely different about it. We thought he might have burned them up. But here he goes, down to the bottom. Stephen Harlow and Charles Stevens battling it out for the second spot. Both drivers giving each other plenty of room. Nobody wanting to try to door bang right here. Nobody wanting to do anything crazy. But Harlow, he's going to keep it on the top side. Charles Stevens, he's going to send it on the bottom. Try to pull the slider. He's got to be very careful he doesn't screw it up right here. But he's able to keep it out of the fence. Harlow right there probably was an eye-opening deal right there, because I guarantee you he probably scared him a little bit. Now Charles Stevens sends it in too hard, and may have just got a little bit intimidated by Stephen Harlow right behind him. Now Charles Stevens, he's going to ease up to the top side, and Cofield's going
Yeah,
to go
one
right
of the
by him for
grass,
third.
one of the grass.
We
with
got
still
one in the
green,
grass
still
back
green,
here
still
in the
green.
back. Johnny Shade in the shade. Johnny Shade going through the grass. We stay green though as they work their way off of turn number 2. Coffey back here seeing if he can try to muster something up and maybe catch up to Charles Stevens and get a hold of Cofield. But up front, I'm telling you, this 27 is looking absolutely fast as hell here tonight.
Well, real quick for those that may be new viewers, people wonder about, well, track temp. What does a couple degrees matter? Well, it matters a lot when you talk about the temperature of tires and the temperature of the track. It's about grip level. So how do you adjust? You adjust with your throttle input, off throttle, on throttle, brake, and you can adjust your brake bias forward or back depending on what the driver needs to do. So there's a lot going on in the cockpit of these drivers' cars as this track temp is in the shade, in the sun, in the shade, in the sun. And the track temp is now back to 107. There, Jacob.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, Harlow is starting to really, man, son, that might have been what Harlow may have needed, was just that little bit of shade. And maybe Shayne Wyatt maybe went up there, gassed it up a little bit too much, and maybe burn him up. Now, Wyatt, he's going to slide high. Here comes Stephen Harlow in the number 5. He's going to send it down on the bottom side. Wow, I mean, honestly, I thought Cofield might have got a little bit closer. He may end up pulling Cofield right behind Shayne Wyatt. Both of them almost make contact going into turn 1. But Harlow, he's going to ease it down to the bottom. He is going to get clear. He's going to see if he can jump up. And he is clear, all clear. Number 5, Stephen Harlow. At the front, Shayne Wyatt's going to go back to second. And now Jonathan Cofield, he's going to see if he can find a way to get around Shayne Wyatt and be able to get up here and get in second. Granted, he's not in the championship 6, but he's just like Charles Stevens right behind him who just got in the fence again. Coffey's going to go by him. But Cofield, he's got nothing to lose. He's got nothing to lose in all the game. He wants to come out here and make a statement here at Old Atlanta that, hey, I'm here to play, boys. I'm going to the Cup Series next season. I'm here to play. I want to go out here and get this win.
Yeah,
So if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw somebody pit. Somebody could maybe confirm or not confirm. Maybe a little strategy there.
I believe so. I believe that was the 18 of Blaine Wilson. I believe you called that one right there perfectly. Actually, no. Well, actually, yeah, he did pit because he lost it coming off of turn 4, hit the wall, and then sent it straight down into the pits. There's Kyle Benson. Looks like he's still on pit road for just a little bit right here. He still hasn't pulled off. So a lot of drivers, Dakota, basically dropping like they're noobs in Call of Duty right now. Everybody's just, I mean, that's basically what it looks like right now out of the Championship 6.
Yeah, and looks like Kyle Benson, he's going to be out of it. I think he got some pretty good damage right there as we still see him sitting in the pits. But I think these guys are going to have to start thinking about coming down pit road if they're going to come because, you know, we're coming down to 20 to go. You don't want to stay out too long and really screw yourself here.
You definitely don't. One driver right now that is going to send it big time right here behind him, that's Alex Coffey, and that number 11. That was the one that I picked. Hopefully I'm not the commentator curse for Alex Coffey here this evening, but he's going to ease it up to the top side. He's going to be able to get around Cofield. He's going to split the difference just for a second. Cofield was back just enough. Coffey able to send it down the bottom and get him a twofer, but not for yet. Here comes Wyatt. He's going to battle back on the top side, but looks like Alex Coffey is going to be able to get the run and get around Shayne Wyatt. And it's just like you said, Dakota, when will they pit? If they pit, but I got a feeling everybody's going to have to at least go down pit road one more time. And obviously, that's when it's going to get crazy, Chuck. What are they
Yeah,
going to do? 2 tires,
well,
4 tires? What are they thinking?
exactly, and that's why I don't know, and that's why I don't win races or win championships. I know, I know they have to pit for fuel, and that's where it's going to be. It's the 2, it's the 4, whatever. Or do you hold out and hope there's a caution because you're on old tires? There could be a wreck with the pit road entrance, or on fresh tires, or spinning on pit road exit. So do you stay out and hope for a caution? If you go in too for it, I don't know. This is amazing. I'm so excited. I don't know what to say. I don't know what the strategy is, but I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Yes, sir. I believe we are all excited to see what's going to happen right here. 22 laps to go. Stephen Harlow still sitting in the lead. Coffey has got around Shayne Wyatt and has got himself big time clear. Now Wyatt back here. He's got Cofield right behind him. I got a feeling Cofield's not really going to worry about trying to get around Shayne Wyatt. He's going to try to let Shayne gather himself back up. Let him compose himself, or maybe not. He's just going to ease it around the top side. Here comes Shayne Wyatt.
Hey,
He's going to
Wyatt,
be one of
fellow
the first one
Stevens,
to ease
pitting in
down pit
too.
road, and he's got to be very careful not to speed.
Yeah, I think Charles Stevens, he come in a little hot, so it's going to be interesting to see if he ends up with a penalty or not. I'm not sure he got that thing woed down in time.
Oh, that's something else too. As far as pitting for tires, you don't want to pit too late to where you don't have enough laps to take advantage of them. Like you got to take into account to build the tire pressures up, build the grip level up. So you don't want to wait too late to where you can't take advantage of them. So I don't know when the sweet spot is.
Well, I'll say this. I mean, Dakota, I kind of try to put my crew chief hat on right here. I like this move right here by Shayne Wyatt because, I mean, obviously Harlow and Coffey, they both got around him. Cofield obviously was back there just kind of riding and just letting Shayne do him pretty much. So I like this. I like this call right here by Shayne to go ahead, drop down, and go ahead and get 4 fresh tires and see if he can try to leapfrog these guys. But I mean, I'm not a crew chief. I can't crew chief worth a damn. So, I mean, do you agree with that statement or do you disagree with it?
Yeah, I agree 100%. He's going to be out there. He's going to be able to get his tires up to temp and, hopefully not blow them off too much that when these guys finally decide to pit that, they're obviously going to have fresher tires than him. But if he can manage it and get out to the lead, and he should be able to hold on to it. It's all depending on when these guys come down to pit.
We'll give you kind of an idea right here, folks, of exactly how fast Shayne Wyatt is going to be than Stephen Harlow and them. Harlow just went past the line. He just hit a 33.4. How about Shayne Wyatt at a 31.7? So how about that right there? Damn near 2 seconds faster. And yes, we are getting confirmation. I believe Charles Stevens was speeding, so that's why he's 2 laps down. Shayne Wyatt 1 lap down. But I mean, Chuck, this is or Dakota, this is one thing that you don't want if you're Shayne Wyatt. You do not want Barney the flagman to wave a yellow flag right now because if he does, it basically just kills Shayne Wyatt's race right here.
Yeah, that's another tricky part about green flag pitting. This close to the end is are these other guys going to pit, or have they saved enough tires and fuel that they can limp on to the end? As see, Alex Coffey actually just now took the lead over Stephen Harlow.
Well, he hasn't actually completely got it. Harlow's still going to give him a run for his money. But now Coffey able to work that top side and get it sideways to try to be able to keep it off the wall coming off of turn 4. So Alex Coffey straight up blows by Stephen Harlow. So now Coffey, he's going to take the top spot. Harlow's going to go back in the second. Jonathan Cofield still riding in the 3rd spot. Eric Shaffer back here. How about him? After all the blinking and everything that number 4s went through, 1 stage 2. Now here he is up here in the 4th spot, but they better watch their back bumper. Here comes Shayne Wyatt. He's trying to go ahead and unlap himself the old-fashioned way, the old-school way. Blows past Cofield, blows past Shaffer, and he is reeling in Stephen Harlow and Alex Coffey. He wants to get it back the hard way, and looks like he's going to do it with ease, Dakota.
Yeah, if you can get yourself back on a lead lap here and they end up pitting, you're just sitting that much better because you'll be able to come back around and assume the lead. That's totally dependent on if these guys actually pit or not. And we're coming down to 12, 13 to go. So if these guys are going to come, they're going to have to come pretty soon.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy to see exactly what's gonna happen right here, folks. I mean, we're just on pins and needles, just like everybody else at this point. We're just waiting to see what's gonna happen, if anything. And honestly,
Yep.
I don't think that they're gonna be able to make it. What do you think, Chuck? Do you think they can make it?
Oh my gosh, I don't. In my opinion, I don't think so because they were up front. Maybe if you were in a back marker, just kind of tootling around for lack of a better term, maybe. But these guys have been running hard. I think they're holding out for a caution, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Like if you pit now and you take tires, you don't have enough laps to take advantage of the tires. And if you take fill only, and you make up time by taking fill only, you're not going to have the tire grip to do anything. So I think they're banking on a caution. That's my opinion, nothing more, nothing less.
I'll say this. I mean, if that caution comes, Chuck, it's going to throw a damn wrench into this race. And, I mean, folks, we've seen it happen as we see a little bit of action going on back here. That's Stephen Harlow. I believe it is. Got up into the fence. He's going to let Shaffer go by. He's going to let Cofield go by. But now Harlow, he's going to fight Hart back on the outside. Cofield gets loose below him. I'm telling you, I mean, if a caution comes out, these guys, I mean, they are trying to get one, Dakota, from what it's looking like back here in the back. That's exactly what it's starting to look like because literally every single one of them driving their tails off. If a caution comes out at this point with these guys racing as hard as they are, I won't be surprised.
Yeah, I mean these tires, they are not happy. I mean this has been one heck of a run they've been on. So I mean we've got 10 laps to, I mean really just sit back and speculate.
Yeah, I mean, you called it right there with the tires. Folks at home, if you want to compare these tires to anything, compare them to your wife nagging you all the time. It pisses you off. Well, these tires are pissed off, and it's pissing the drivers off. At least that's the way I look at it. That's the only comparison I can come up with, guys, at this point, right off the top of my head. But here we go. I mean, but they're gonna have to try to fight through it. They're gonna have to try to find some level ground, I guess you could say, with all of it. And that's what they're trying to do. And Cofield looks like he's able to get it done. He's going to slip to the third spot. He's going to slip around Stephen Harlow. See a little bit of extra battling going on back here right behind these guys. As Jesse Whittington, he's jumped up here. How about that? Started fifth. He's going to ease it around Stephen Harlow. Harlow dropping back big time right now. And then right behind all of these guys, you got Jesse Necula right behind them in the sixth spot. Swavely, he's up here in the seventh spot as well. They're just kind of in their own little race right here. So, I mean, we'll see kind of what happens right here between some of these guys. But a lot of these guys, from what I'm seeing back here, Dakota, with the exception of Coffey, Shaffer, and Cofield, a lot of drivers that's back here around this area look like they are straight up struggling on these tires.
Yeah, I'm starting to think these guys, I think they're actually going to be able to make it here. If it's just a matter if that caution comes out or not. So, it's a lot of ill handling race cars right now. So, never say never.
Well, we'll see what happens and see if they can make it. See what happens. I mean, you never know. Obviously, until the checkered flag falls. So we'll see exactly what happens right here when all this happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, honestly, I don't think they can make it. I mean, y'all say what y'all want to. I don't think that they can make it. I don't think Shaffer can make it. I don't think Cofield can make it. I don't think anybody can make it. I think Shayne Wyatt might be in the catbird seat right here.
Here's my deal. I did a little pit road reporting, and I found out. I know if they can or cannot, but I will not divulge it. I'm not saying if they can or can't, but I did speak to somebody, and I know one way or the other, but I will not announce it because that would not be fair, and I'm going to let the drama play out. Let's go, boys.
Let's see what happens. Alex Coffey leads them to the line. It's going to be 6 laps to go at the line. Coffey, he's actually eased out right now to give or take right up under a second lead over Eric Shaffer. About Jesse Whittington, he's actually eased up here now. He's shot around Cofield and Harlow. So put Jesse Whittington up into that third spot, Cofield, Harlow, fourth and fifth, respectively. But, I mean, we'll see what happens right here. Whittington's really starting to put down some laps. He may be able to reel these guys in if they can make it on fuel. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm telling you, this is getting
Yeah,
crazy right here, Dakota.
I'm just saying there might be an if.
Yeah, I mean Jesse, he's making some hay right now. So I mean he's got 5 laps to do it if he's going to do it. So I mean just I've done kicked my computer chair out of the way, so I'm standing up. I'm ready for something to pop off here.
Oh, there's no telling. I'm telling you, Jesse Whittington straight up all up in the fence. Didn't get in the fence, but he is riding the Kyle Larson line all the way up on the high side. Literally running the Kyle Strickler line, the high side tickler Kyle Strickler line, and he is not giving it one bit of an inch. All the way up against the wall, Coffey trying to run it on the lower portion of the racetrack. Shaffer just trying to see if he can reel him in. I'm telling you, the suspense is building right now, folks. 4 laps to go, coming around this time, 3 laps to go. Who's going to make it on fuel? Who's going to be able to make it to the end? And will we have a caution when this, or before this thing's all said and done? I'm telling you, just every single lap, Dakota, that goes by, every single lap, Chuck, that goes by, we don't know what's going to happen. We're just like everybody else at home. We're just kicking back and watching.
Yeah, I mean, Alex Coffey, he definitely does not want to see a caution come out because, you know, he's sitting real pretty right now because Shaffer, he's kind of stalled out, and Jesse, he's kind of fell back a little bit. So Coffey's hoping this thing will just ride on out and he can take home this championship.
See what happens right here. Shaffer actually looks like he is starting to reel him in just a little bit. It's stabled out right now between Alex Coffey and Eric Shaffer. Whittington back here on the bottom side. He's actually shifted to the bottom side. He was running the top side for quite some time. Here comes Shaffer. He's starting to close just a little bit. But, I mean, every time Coffey's able to ease it into the corner, it basically stalls out from the run. Here comes Coffey off of turn 4, number 11. He's going to see the white flag. And, folks, it doesn't matter if all of them wreck at this point. It is a done deal. Coffey got 4 more corners to be able to try to call himself the Fastenal Winners Series champion. Works his way off of turn 2, very, very clean coming off of turn 2. Shaffer is driving the hell out of it back here, trying to catch him and trying to work through all the blinking. Here comes Coffey, 3 and 4, down on the bottom of the racetrack. How about you from ninth to first? Alex Coffey and the number 11 Toyota is going to win the race, and he's going to win the Fastenal Winners Series Championship. How about that, Alex Coffey?
My man. That's my guy. Now I get to call it. Now I get to pick my guy.
A bandwagoner. No, I'm just kidding, Chuck. I can't do it. How about that? Shaffer comes up, gives Coffey a little bit of a bump in the back end. Congratulations on the run. There goes Whittington. He goes by. He's going to be able to finish in the 3rd spot. We'll give you the top 5 right here real quick. There you see it on your screen. Alex Coffey, Eric Shaffer, Jesse Whittington, Jonathan Cofield, and how about Jesse Necula up here in that 5th spot in the number 99. Good run for him. Started right there in the 4th spot. He's going to end up finishing 5th. But how about you, Alex Coffey? Burn them down, son. You ain't got to worry about them tires anymore for the rest of the season. Alex Coffey going to light them up, probably flatten them at this point, blow them all out at the start-finish line. Alex Coffey, the winner of the race, and like I said, it's going to take home the big prize out of all of them, the Fastenal Winners Series Championship.
Tell you what, he's burning a lot of virtual money, ain't he?
Absolutely, and at this point,
He might blow that motor, but it's all virtual dollars, people.
Yeah, at this point, hell, who cares? I mean, you get to call yourself, like I said, the Fastenal Winter Series champion, and he's doing a fantastic job. I think he's just going to keep on burning it down, folks. I tell you what.
Absolutely.
And I don't blame him a bit. I'd burn it down, too. Looks like he's probably going to keep on doing it. It looks like he's actually going to hit the short track We'll let him go ahead and have his fun out here. He's earned every bit of it. We'll step aside for just a quick moment, and we'll be right back with post-race interviews here on the V-Speed Racing Network.
Let's meet the supply chain technology lineup. Coil machines, a powerful combination of access, control, and traceability. Sensor devices, take what you need, the device reports who, what, and how much. Multi-use lockers, vend bulk items, manage assets, and pick up orders. And electronic bins, avoid stockouts with 24/7 inventory monitoring. The key to the game, a local blue team to keep your supply chain moving full speed ahead. Fastenal, where industry meets innovation.
Folks, welcome back to Hot Atlanta here in Hampton, Georgia. You just saw the end of the Fastenal Winter Series here on the V-Speed Racing Network, and we're going to go ahead and pass it over to our good buddy over here, Chuck Phelps. He's standing by with our champion, Alex Coffey.
Hey, Alex, Chuck Pegleg Phelps up here in the booth. How are you, sir, my man? What up?
I'm doing pretty good. Glad we could bring it home. Glad we got a long run there at the end. I was praying everybody kept it together because it was definitely a huge handful the last 20 laps. So I was just praying there was no caution.
Well, my man, first of all, I've known you a long time. I've raced with you in other series, other leagues, whatever. I've been around. I know you. And I know I have jinxed you with the broadcast jinx all season long. I've had private messages with you. I haven't got with you before tonight's race, but you have always been my pick. You've showed it from the beginning of the season, your racecraft. Uh, Multitude of tracks, different styles of tracks. You're there every week. I think you even missed. I think you had a start and park at one point because you weren't feeling well or equipment or work issues or whatever. But my man, like you absolutely represented yourself and your team. Great job. So happy that I did not jinx you tonight. With that being said, talk me through your race and your season and just tell us about it real quick.
Oh, yeah, it was a real fun season altogether. Big shout out to Fastenal for putting it on for us and being the primary sponsor of the season. So shout out to them first off. And then tonight it was just mainly just keeping the tires under you. Uh, it eats some tires, so it was just being conservative and disciplined. Thanks to Johnny and Blaine for being in my ear, keeping me conservative and disciplined the whole race. So, uh, yeah, shout out to those guys and shout out to everybody in the league. It was a good season, good race tonight. Um, didn't see anything, crazy. Everybody raced with a lot of respect. So glad we had a good race tonight.
Well, that's awesome. Again, congratulations to you. Again, You've been my pick. There's a lot of great drivers I could have picked, but you've been my pick all season. I've jinxed you. But before we let you go, do you have any specific sponsors or people that you want to specifically give shout outs to?
Yeah, shout out to mom and dad for watching. Shout out to Nigel Blaine and Johnny being on the team. Nigel's a spotter. And shout out to Carpies, my sponsor for next season. They do embroideries and race wraps and stuff like that. So if anybody wants 15% off over there, you can use the code Coffee15 and get you 15% off. And yeah, looking forward to the season. Hopefully, maybe a Cup team, Toyota Cup team, will need a fill-in driver some races or something.
I got you. Well, I'm sure with your performance, a lot of people are definitely looking at you. So there you go. Thank you, Alex. And back to you, Mr. Jacob Reeves.
Yes, sir. Congratulations to Alex Coffey on the win. We'll go ahead and bring up second place driver, Mr. Eric Shaffer. Eric, damn, man, one spot from the championship to be able to get. I know that that's got to hurt. But I mean, honestly, from what happened throughout the race, still got to be something to hold your head up high after I mean, a fantastic race, which we only had two cautions in this race.
Yeah, I I had a ball, man. That was a good race. I always have fun racing Old Atlanta in the B car, but no, that last run right there, I just saved too much and had to push too hard to get around those other guys to try to catch Coffee, and I just burned my stuff up. That's all it is to it. He got through the traffic a lot better, and he was able to just get out there and the clean air and take the lead, win the race.
Yeah, but like I said, I mean, second still got to be good. And another thing that's got to be good for you, we watched you a bunch in the race, and we called it a couple of times, or I called it a bunch of times probably. Did you know that you was blinking while everything was going on? I mean, I know, at that point, it doesn't. I mean, blinking be damned. You got to go and try to go win a championship. But I was just curious if you knew that you was blinking for multiple times in the race.
Yeah, I'm having issues with my internet right now. I'm not getting a whole lot of uploads, so I'm having a little bit of blinking issues every once in a while. But yeah, Lawson Peel was in my ear telling me every time that somebody was on my outside or not to give him more room because if I'd blink out or something like that. So yeah, I know and I knew it's just that I'm trying to work on it right now.
Well, that's one thing about having a real spotter to be able to tell you in them situations. And my racing spotters sometimes they ain't worth a damn. But Eric Schaefer, congratulations on that second place finish. And Eric, before we let you go, have you got anybody that you want to thank that has been with the number 4 all season and got you into the position that you're in?
Yeah, definitely want to give a shout out to all the DVR guys. Huge shout out to Reaper Speed Labs and everything they do for me. Shout out for you guys for putting on a great broadcast. I really do appreciate it. And then shout out to Fastenal for sponsoring the league and having me and all the admins in this MPI league, man. It's been it's been great being in the winter series, and I really look forward to going to the Xfinity series next season.
Absolutely, Mr. Eric Schaefer. One spot short of the championship, but still something to hold his head high for, guys. Honestly, I mean, he put up a hell of a fight this evening, and it shows from where he finished. But Dakota, I believe you're standing by with the number 94, Mr. Jesse Whittington.
Yeah, Jesse Whittington, what is up, buddy?
Not too much, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well. Well, you started fifth, and we kind of really just lost track of you, and then you really just kind of come back to the front there at the end, and ended up with a podium. Being the first non-championship contender to place. So, kind of unpack what you're going through on your night.
Well, in the first stage, I was just experimenting with how hard I could push and where I was going to be running. I ran the bottom pretty much the entire first stage. Um, the second stage, I went to the top, and I did not like what it did with my car as the tires wore off a little bit. So I kind of took a little bit of what I learned in both stages I believe I restarted 15th on that last restart, and and just kind of work the bottom. I was trying to see what I could do about, wearing out my right front a little bit more, just because wearing out the right rear was a death sentence towards the end of a run. So I was trying to do a little bit of that and just try to make it to the end pretty much. And I guess just saving that way, I was able to just kind of pick people off one by one and end up with a podium. So good night, and God bless, my hands hurt after that one.
Yeah, I know it probably wasn't the easiest thing, but you made it look easy there at the end. Holding on to it, and I know you probably got some people that you want to thank.
Oh, absolutely. And first and foremost, I gotta thank Chris Progar for putting this together. Whenever we came down to the end of the first season, uh, I was telling Logan that I really didn't want to do a winter series thing. I just kind of wanted to do like some off-season races, and Chris was like, "I'll step up. I want to do this." So we let him do his thing, and he really built this into something that was really fun for all of us. And the broadcasting, the racing, I had a blast watching and racing. Um, Getting a podium in my last two starts, that was definitely a good time. So thanks to Chris for throwing everything together and doing such a good job with it through the winter. Thanks to you guys for stepping up and just making the broadcast fun to watch after the fact. And of course, I got to thank my wife for not necessarily letting me do this, but supporting me in doing all of this stuff. And of course, my sponsors. I brought a new one on for next season in Sunoco, and they were on the car tonight. Les Champs Brewing Company. It's a little local brewery in my city. And of course, minus 273 gloves, Rogue Energy. Burt's Beat, I gotta send him a shout out. He's been a huge supporter of mine, and can't thank him enough for helping me just push through no matter what the situation is. And yeah, I think that's about it.
Alrighty. Well, I know I'm jumping back into the driver's seat in the Xfinity series coming up, and I'm excited to see what you and the admin team got planned for us. But we will let you go once again. Just a hell of a job for you tonight, and we'll see you on down the road, bud.
Absolutely. And I just want to say one last thing to you guys. As the founder of this league, and I can speak for the rest of the admins here with this, but thank y'all so much for representing the league the way that y'all have this winter. And I really appreciate all the work that's gone into it, and how much time and effort has gone into everything. So I thank y'all so much, and y'all have a great rest of your night.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, thank Jesse Whittington and Chris Progar and everybody with the Fastenal Winter Series. We'll go ahead and bring up the leaderboard for the race results right here, folks. Obviously, Alex Coffey started ninth. He's gonna get it done. He's gonna get the win and take home that Fastenal Winter Series championship. Eric Shaffer, as we mentioned, one spot short, unfortunately, but still a hell of a show out of that number 4 here tonight. He will finish second. Just talked to Jesse Whittington. Good drive for him. He'll end up finishing in third. How about Jonathan Cofield up here? How about that? 14th up to 4th. That man right there is going to be hell next season in the Sunoco Cup Series. You can bet your ass on that right there. Jonathan Cofield finishing in the 4th spot. How about Jesse Necula? I finally get it right, guys. I finally have got it right after many, many attempts.
Brother,
Jesse
that's
Necula,
two in a row. You got it 2 in a row, my man.
How about that right there? Practice makes perfect, I guess you could say. But Jesse Necula, he ends up finishing in the 5th spot. Good drive for him as well. Started 4th. He will end up finishing 5th. Stephen Harlow, he ends up starting 2nd, ends up finishing 6th. Not the night that Mr. Harlow wanted. Obviously wanted to be in Coffey's spot, but still, good drive by the number 5 here tonight and this season. Richard Swavely will end up finishing in the 7th spot, with Christopher Bishop 15th up to 8th. How about that? Good drive by Mr. Bishop. And also Johnny Shade. He went through the grass a while ago when it was shade, and he ends up finishing 9th, starting in the 16th spot. And how about Adam Lancaster? Started 3rd. He's going to end up finishing in the top 10. And we'll run through the rest of them right here. Stub Nation started 17th up to 11th. Timothy Stubblefield, that is. Jason Hastings. A lot of these guys that start in the back were able to move themselves up, just like Stubblefield and Hastings. Hastings started 18th. He went up to 12th. Barry Knapp, even though that he spun the tires on that last restart, he was able to not get into any more trouble and still be able to finish on the lead lap. So good job by Barry Knapp. He will end up finishing 13th. This is the disappointment out of the whole results right here. Shayne Wyatt, he was able to get back on the lead lap, but ends up making a pit stop late and ends up finishing in the 14th spot. Hate to see that for Shayne Wyatt after he had such a dominant car here this evening, but he will settle for the 14th spot. The rest of these drivers 1 lap down or more. Josh Lunkovitz finishing in the 15th spot. Charles Stevens 16th. Parker Bland will get 17th. Kyle Benson got caught up in an earlier accident, so he'll finish in the 18th spot. Blaine Wilson 19th, and Craig Lautenschlager will end up finishing in the 20th spot. And Matthew Jorgensen, after getting caught up with Lautenschlager, will end up finishing in the 21st spot. Dakota Wilson, or go ahead, Chuck. I'll bring it up for you.
I
Chuck.
just wanted to say one last thing as my final departing broadcasting comment of the season. As you went through the field there, that's a stacked field. Professional, skilled drivers. I mean, we pretty much almost went the entire Old Atlanta race with 0 cautions. I mean, my gosh, great guys, battling hard. And yes, there were some ups and downs or whatever, but anybody that was on track tonight could have legitimately won the race or been on the podium. That's the skill level of the series and the professionalism that they've raced with all season long. That's what's made it exciting for me to watch and be a part of the broadcast booth. And thank you, Eddie, for allowing me to do it. But just everybody in this field, you know, you went through the whole gamut there, and anybody on the grid tonight could have potentially won.
Chuck, you beat me to it because I was going to ask you about your take on the race, but you pretty much just summed that right there up. Dakota, we'll go ahead and bring you in. Final thoughts on this race and as the season in whole.
Yeah, you know, it's just an absolute banger of a race, and you know, just absolutely killer season. You know, shout out to you, Chris Progar and them for setting this up, and you know, letting us come in and ramble on like idiots sometimes. And you know, you come in there a couple weeks ago, and you know, it's been an honor to kind of learn from you, and it's really helped me. I'm gonna try to get into more broadcasting stuff and be doing more color commentary, and so it's been nice to be able to learn from you and the job you do at Podium, and you know, all the fans in the YouTube chat. Y'all know y'all don't go unnoticed. If it weren't for y'all, we'd just be a bunch of idiots out here driving fake race cars. So y'all make it enjoyable to you know, get on here and ramble like we do, and you know, just super proud to be a part of this whole community.
Well, I'll tell you this right here, folks. I got invited to come in here and call these races about 5, maybe 6 weeks ago, I believe it was. The first race was with you, Dakota, and Chuck at Michigan when it was in the Truck Series. And I got to tell you right now, every Tuesday night that I've been in here with you guys has been an absolute blast. And I can't thank Chris Progar and Eddie Smith and everybody enough for giving me this opportunity to come over here, and I appreciate the kind words as well, Dakota. I'm just a regular guy, more or less. I mean, that's the way I've always looked at it. But in my turn in this, I mean, folks, you got to see everything that you wanted to see here tonight. You got to see every single one of those guys, all 21 of them, go out there and bust their ass out here to try to win a race here at Atlanta. You got to see 6 guys go out there that had a shot, that wanted to win the Fastenal Winter Series Championship. They wanted to get out there, make a statement, make a name for themselves, and every single one of them put their heart and soul into it for 2 weeks out here practicing and doing everything that they could. In the end, one driver's got to get it, and that one driver ended up being Alex Coffey. So congratulations to Alex Coffey. And let's not take anything away from Coffey. Congratulations to all these drivers, every single one of these drivers that you saw here tonight on the B-Speed Racing Network. Every single one of them done a fantastic job all season long. So every single one of them, like Chuck said, they should be applauded for their efforts here this season. But folks, that's going to wrap this bad boy up. It's been a hell of a season for the Fastenal Winter Series. Also want to thank all the sponsors that put this together. Obviously, Fastenal Winter Series, obviously MPI, Martin Sports, and SimWrapMarket.com. Also want to thank, like I said, Eddie Smith, Chris Progard, Jesse Whittington, all the guys that allow us to come in here and do this. And also thanks to Eddie Smith for giving the production side and all the fantastic camera angles tonight. Thanks to Chuck and Dakota, and for Chuck and Dakota, I am the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. We want to congratulate Alex Coffey on the Fastenal Winter Series Championship. Everybody be safe, be kind, and be fast. We'll catch you later.
Cheers.